About time I come back. Just heard of the new patch coming out, so why don't we give this game a try? I would read over this, but I'm pretty sure everybody else has, so we'll just get right into it. Welcome to the new Let's Play for Fire Emblem Thracia 776. Thank you, Project Exile, for the new translation patch. Much appreciated. Let's get right into it. Barely escaping the burning of Castle Leonster with his life, the young Prince Leif, whatever you want to call him, was looked after by Finn, his knight and retainer. Together with Nana, a young noblewoman under Finn's care, the trio fled pursuers. Sent by the conquerors of North Thracia, the Grand Vel Empire, which lay to the west. Yet Finn proved stronger than those who hunted them, and the three made their way through the cities of Ulster and Tara, posing as common vagrants. Eventually, they drifted into Fianna, a small village on Thracia's eastern coast. Fianna was an independent community with its own militia, the Fianna Freeblades, led by the swordswoman Evel. Evel welcomed Leif's group as if they were her own kin. Under her watchful eye, the deposed prince spent his childhood in Fianna, growing into maturity alongside use of common birth. Now, in year 776 of the Grand Vel calendar. Chapter 1, The Warrior of Fianna. Have you found that whelp of a prince yet? Regretfully not, my lord. The men searched the village top to bottom, but came up with nothing. Why is such a simple task taking you so long? There's little doubt that the heir to House Leonster is hiding here. You've been too gentle with these villagers. Give them ample motivation to talk. We are of the same mind, my lord. I have already ordered the men to do as much, yet the townsfolk claim the prince isn't here. According to them, he left with the Freeblades to fend off a pirate raid on a nearby village. Freeblades? What nonsense is that? They're the local militia, sire. As I understand it, this village was once home to a group of brigands, rather savage ones at that. About a decade ago, they were routed by Evel, a wandering sellsword. She claimed the village as her own and founded the Freeblades to protect the region from future attacks. She's supposedly quite a wonder with the sword. She may be a problem. You have nothing to fear, my lord. We've taken Evel's daughter captive. What's more, we also captured the daughter of Finn, the very knight guarding the prince's life. With the leverage we have over them, they have no choice but to surrender. I admit, you have your uses, Weissman. The woman will accompany me back to Manster. You remain here and prepare for when these upstart rebels return. See that the young Leonster pup is put in the chains before befitting a stray mutt. Your trust in me is well placed, sire. Men, bring the girls here. What's your name, lass? Ha, a fighting spirit to match a pretty face. Now, let's have a look at the other one. Ah, you must be Finn's young ward. I heard your mother was royalty of House Nordion, is that right? You certainly don't lack for grace, despite living in this backwater hovel. Holy blood doesn't run thin, even in squalor, I see. What a pleasant surprise the two of you to make for. Weissman, I'll be departing for Manster now. Don't disappoint me. Oop, forgot to read the last line. As he gobbles them up. Let's move this faster. And here comes our trusty allies. What's that commotion in the village? Something's rotten here. A scout ahead, Commander. Hold here a moment. Commander, Fianna is packed to the brim with Imperial troops. They must have struck while we were away. What? No way is that Empire gonna make a mess of our home. Commander, let's move in. Calm down, Orson. We'll get slaughtered if we just charge in blindly. Yeah, Halvin, I'm sure the village would appreciate your patience, your patient attitude while everyone's being rounded up and jailed. Peace, Orson. Halvin is right. Looks like we've finally been noticed by the Empire. Looks like this is goodbye, little Leif. I'm sorry. Finn, take him as far away from here as you can. Leave the soldiers to us. No, Commander. Nana is still in the village. I won't leave without her. I'll get her back, don't worry. It's more than that, Commander. I won't run anymore. That's my decision to make. Finn, you want to weigh in here? You're gonna let the little lord throw himself into harm's way like this? Lord Leif has seen the passing of 15 summers by now. He's old enough to choose for himself, and as my liege, I will abide by his judgment. Has it been that long already? I suppose I let little Leif come with us to fight off those pirates myself. Guess I made up my own mind when I did that. If Finn's alright with it, so am I. Then what's the holdup? If we're done arguing, there's an invasion happening over that bridge. Alright, get ready to move. But stay sharp. Most foot soldiers are just regular folk, forced into the Imperial Army against their will. If they surrender, just take their weapons and let them go. Are we clear? But we can still bloody them until they surrender, right? I mean, if we can't put up a good fight ourselves, we'll be the ones surrendering. Knock them around if you have to, sure, but don't overdo it. That means you, Orson. Hey, come on, give me some credit, Commander. Okay, enough chatter. Let's give the Empire a battle worthy of our names as Freeblades. And now, the fun begins. So this is Chapter 1. Not too bad. Kind of a big first chapter, but it's not anything overwhelming. I'll try to quickly go over these units. Alright. First we have our Lord Leif. Oof. Some things we gotta really bring up here. Stat-wise, he's not the greatest. Kind of reminds me of Roy in a way. At least his promotion kind of gives him something. Other than just more stats. Let me see, I have it right here. He has a 70% hit point growth, 35% strength, 10% magic, 35% skill, 40% speed, 40% luck, 25% defense, 15% build, and a 3% move. And he comes with a light brand and an iron sword. That light brand's gonna be a pretty good weapon for him right now, especially for the 1-2 range. Oh yeah, and he also comes with a depth. And he has 1 movement star, and he starts with a C rank in swords. Let's move on. Evel. She is actually one of the 2 Jagans, more or less. She comes in as a swordmaster with an iron blade and a flame sword, which is also another 1-2 range weapon. Always nice to have that. Also gives you a +5 magic, which is really nice. It's an extra 5 damage if you're attacking from range. Yeah, she has cap speed for a Jagan. That's nice to have. She also has a leadership star, which is always good. And 2 movement stars, which is a 10% chance to move again. Also has a depth, but has a class skill, A rank in swords. And now her growths. Her growths are not that great. But growths don't always mean everything, I guess. 30% hit points, 15% strength, 10% magic, 15% skill, 10% speed, 25% luck, 5% defense, 5% build, and 1% movement. Alright, now Finn will be next. Finn is the first Lance Knight that we get in the game. Early on, he's going to be amazing for capturing the other side. Mostly because of his Brave Lance, which is his personal weapon. Also giving him luck +10, which is just more extra evasion. I believe there's a little bit more to it. Could be wrong. Someone correct me for that. Has a B rank in lances, has the miracle skill, which gives him more evasion if he's below 10 hit points, I believe. Has a leadership star. Fortunately, when he has to dismount, he can only use swords, which he has a D rank for. But dismounting actually does give you a little bit more XP if you're looking for that. Plus in indoor chapters, when we get to that, I think chapter 3 has parts of it indoors. You'll see a bit of a difference. Alright, so Finn. He has a 60% hit point growth, 35% strength, 5% magic, 30% skill, 35% speed, 45% luck, 30% defense, 10% build, and 1% move. Next, we'll move on to Orson. Orson is one of 2 fighters that join in this chapter, the other one being Halvin. I'll get to him in a second. Orson, I would say, is more centered to being more of a speed fighter than what Halvin is. Orson also has a personal weapon we get in this very chapter, and I'll explain that when we get to it. He has the Wrath skill, which means all counterattacks, if they hit, are criticals. Very nice to have. No leadership or movement stars, has an E rank in axes, but I think he's close to D rank at this point. And he has a 85% hit point, 30% strength, 5% magic, 25% skill, 35% speed, 55% luck, 25% defense, 25% build, and 2% movement. And now the last character, Halvin, the other fighter who I believe focuses more on strength, like the boarding cord archetype, if you ever read up about them. He comes with Vantage, which means he always attacks first if he's able to. As in, if he's able to counterattack, he automatically attacks first, which is pretty nice to have. Halvin can also get something nice in this chapter, although it's not a personal weapon. Serves anybody some good use. No leadership or movement stars, D rank in axes. Alright, and for growth rates, he has 80% hit points, 40% strength, 5% magic, 20% skill, 30% speed, 30% luck, 30% defense, 30% build, and 2% movement. Alright, well, let me check one thing real quick. Alright, let's get this chapter started. We'll leave here. Person comes here. We'll see how that first move plays. I guess I'll try to capture him real quick. So basically when you try to capture all of your stats except for luck and build, or also constitution, that's what you can call it, are cut in half. And if you bring an enemy's hit points down to 0, you capture them. And then you can just simply either transfer, trade, take their items, and then in most situations you just want to get rid of them, but there's a couple enemies or bosses that you don't want to get rid of for obvious reasons when we get to it. Alright, he's got a javelin. I'll try to set it up to where he can use the life brand at range. Hopefully Orson takes care of this. That's his Wrath skill activating. No, he goes for Halvin instead. Oh yeah. This game runs on 1 RN. Expect a ton of misses or low percentage hits. Ooh. Why do I really have to say this? Papa, the fighting started already. Ain't no good way to go about it this damn battle. Don't matter how good Avail is, there's only one of her and a dozen of them. We need to hurry. Oh, for crying out loud. Ugh, not again. Alright, so this and after on turn 3 we get 3 more characters. We got Dagdar. Dagdar is the second Jagan. We can go with that. Now he has some pretty impressive stats. I'll give him credit for that. He also has the Accost skill, which I would say can go either way. Tends to help him out. He has a movement star. A and X is E and bows, but bows is not really too much of a concern. Comes with a hammer. Good way to beat this first boss, or even capture him if you want that long sword. Just like Avail, his growth rates are pretty mediocre, but he had better base stats, I believe. 15% hit points, 10% strength, 5% magic, 10% skill, 10% speed, 30% luck, 10% 10% defense, 5% build, and 1% move. Now we'll move to Tanya next. Tanya is the first archer we get. Most archers are not that great in this game. I mean, they're not really the best class. They definitely get a lot of flack, and I do agree to most of it. Ian bows, no skills, no leader movement stars. Comes with just an iron bow and a door key. That door key would be useful later. And below average stats, except for speed, which is pretty good, but ain't gonna do much with low damage. So we have a 60% hit point growth, 35% strength, 15% magic, 55% skills, 70% speed, 60% luck, 15% defense, 5% build, and 2% movement. And now, last but certainly not least, Marty. Whew. What to say about this guy? You're probably looking at those 3 zeros and thinking bench, and I'll agree with you. Whew. Those bases. I mean, this chapter is not bad with those bases. It's not everybody doubles at this point, but 3 zeros, I mean, magic I can expect, but no skill or speed, that's a major dent in his usability, especially later on. It does come with a steel axe, which is pretty good damage for this point, but D rank in axes, which is okay for this point. No skills, no stars, but I expect it at this point. Now to move on to this. A 90% hit point growth, 15% strength, 5% magic, 10% skill, 15% speed, 50% luck, 40% defense, 75% build, and 2% movement. So he's gonna easily cap his constitution or build, whatever you want to call it. And he's gonna be kind of a slow tank if you build him enough. The thing is are we really gonna build him? Probably not. I guess I'll show this real quick, hopefully it doesn't mess up. Uh-oh. Oh, he doubles, that's good. that's the house. You pulling your own weight in the free blades, boy? Last thing Commander Avell needs is to babysit you. We're risking life and limb to protect the village, and you're giving me a lecture? You got a strange sense of gratitude, old man. Not even the Empire knocking down our front door can stop that foul mouth of yours. I think it's supposed to be foul mouth. I see. Well, no point in dragging this out here. This is what you came for, right? For once, you read my mind. When a fight breaks out, I just feel off without this axe at my side. Which don't explain why you forgot it at home half the damn time. Hey, I came here for an axe, not to get chewed out. If that's all you wanted, then get going. Go on now, don't keep the commander waiting on you. You don't need to tell me twice. Shame it's not called the Poogie anymore. The Buzz. I think I just butchered that pronunciation. The Buge. I think Buge sounds more correct. Fortunately, when you have someone captured with you, it makes them a sitting duck. You just nab that bow and vulnerary. Marty will have some use, I guess, for now, as a pack mule. I was lucky. The amount of XP you get just for anything in this game is too good. Well, it's good now, but when we get to the higher levels, it's going to be really slow. To the point where I think this game is just trying to tell you to early promote, which there's no problem with that. Oh. Yeah, I'll get this guy kill. Good. I mean, if he gets blessed or something, maybe I'll use him, but I don't see a good use out of him. Let's not forget to fit these villages. Y'all made it back. What a relief. But look, there's no Fianna free blades without Fianna, right? So don't just stop with them pirates. Drive the Empire from our village too. Not to imply that I ain't grateful, of course. Take this with you. Use it if you get scraped up. We don't have much in the way of medicine, but it's the least we can do after everything the commander's done for us. The commander's hero. Got a vulnerary for that. Oh shit. That worked out. That'll make our first level up. Let's see if anything good comes up. HP, luck, build. It's okay. Be better later on with heavier axes, I suppose. There's some really heavy shit in this game. Ugh. Makes me feel like I'm playing FE6 again. Yeah, screw it. I'll go for a capture. There's no difference in accuracy. Well, I would have missed anyway. Probably. Just ain't the same. It's another bow, I suppose. We're gonna get this. Oh wait, that's the shop. Never mind. Shops are alright in this game, but their prices are just really over the top. Is 2,000 plus gold really worth the time? Let me just cut this one down. But really, is that 2,200 gold iron sword sound very useful? I mean, if you have money to spend, or if you've been capturing a lot of stuff, maybe. It's higher durability than most of the other things you get. I should probably heal him. HP, speed, luck. I got speed at least. Neb a short bow. Things are looking good. Yeah, it does reduce his defense, but doesn't make a difference. Alright, there we go. So we visit this house with Helvin. Big brother, I got something real special for you. You can use this to keep yourself safe, right? An axe? Where in the world did you get such a fine weapon? Darn this thing. I was walking past the lake on the mountain when the strange old crone just floated out of the water. She gave it to me, then vanished quick as you can blink. I've been keeping it for you and taking real good care of it. Now go put it to use and make me proud. There's our brave axe. Oh, so pretty. Those Imperial dogs took Dame Marita and Lady Nana, just snatched them right up, like they were cattle. Oh yeah, he did. You're not gonna let him get away with that, are you? If you're fixing to fight the Empire, take this with you. This here ring enchanted with some spell or another. But don't just wear it on your finger like some common babble. You gotta actually use it for to do any good. There's the life ring. That's basically an angelic robe if you play the GBA games. Get started on this boss. Do you fools realize what you're doing? If I die, so do the woman we took. Some typos here, but ah shit. At least he can't counter. gonna try something really drastic here. Let's get this last house. Weapons can be mighty expensive, can't they? Most folk here gotta make do by nicking supplies from Imperial troops. It's awful risky, but if you can capture an enemy alive, you get to help yourself to their stuff. Matter of fact, I got the drop on an Imperial soldier myself. Heard I'm snoring from 3 houses away, so I took me a souvenir. Not that it'll do me much good, though. Probably better off in your hands, I reckon. And hey, if you don't need it, you could just hawk it for something you do need. I'll take it. Iron swords is always nice to have, I suppose. Oh shit. Nice hit, Leif. I could capture him with a crit if I could. Survey says... Got him. That's a free level up for Finn. HP, magic, luck. Magic. Well, that's that chapter. I actually captured the boss, so I'll take his longsword for later. There's actually a bit of a unique quote if you release him. Damn, bested by a bunch of backwoods yokels. Well, I won't forget this. And go on. And that's chapter 1. Nana, Marita, where are you? Please, answer me. Looks like Baron Raedric has his hands on him. What? That means they were taken to Manster, right? Yeah, as bargaining chips in case Weissman couldn't finish the job. It's the sort of thing Raedric would pull, alright. God's breath, Commander. We have to give chase. The two of them are counting on us. Now look here, little Leif. Commander, you yourself said I'm not a child anymore. Nana and Marita were taken captive because of me, and I refuse to let anyone suffer in my place. I will never again let someone sacrifice their life in exchange for mine. I understand. We leave at dawn then. I won't lie, little lord. This is gonna get rough. Get some rest while you can. Alright, folks. I will see you for part 2. We'll be taking on chapter 2. Till then, see you next time.